Far beneath the surface of the earth dwell the Svirfneblin, the deep gnomes, a race related to the gnomes of the bright world. Small parties of these demi-humans roam here and there in the underworld's mazes of small passageways, always in the search of gem minerals. Their realm is a region unknown, but thought to consist of a closely connected series of vast caverns in which thousands of these diminutive creatures labor for their king. Only males have ever been seen. Wait, what? What?
Hello, Jasper here. Welcome to Gumse episode 3, I guess. I thought this day would never come, where we returned to Gumse yet again. But here we are, thankfully, because I have been so very busy illustrating an adventure. I've been very busy doing that. There was no time really for Gumse, sadly. But now there is some time for Gumse again. I've been rewatching and jumping a bit back and forth in the last 2 episodes just to get up to date with what's actually going on, because when you're away from, you cannot remember all the tiny details, and there are actually a lot of details to the story. But if you're watching this in a streak, you probably not as confused as I am about the storyline. But it's more or less that we follow the Svirfneblin Gumse, who has received a letter from her grandmother Gumse that something strange is going on in the Great Caverns, at the lake in the Great Caverns around where she lives. And she's supposed to go visit on her way to her grandmother. You're supposed to visit the what should we call him, the wizard Rumpelpot. But Rumpelpot was also a part of Gumse, grandmother Gumse's old adventuring group, together with Rumpelpot and grandmother Gumse and Ranger Deedledoo. I think his name was so ridiculous. But anyways, so grandmother Gumse asked us to go and give Rumpelpot a visit to see how he's holding up in all of this, to see if we can get some assistance from Rumpelpot. But it turns out that Rumpelpot has sort of come, quote unquote, an ally with the Kuatorans. And Gumse learns, or we learn, that actually Rumpelpot spills this, that he knows what it is that is going on at the lake, that it's the Kuatoran assassin clerics who are sort of making it sort of a breeding pen for their fingerlings, the Kuatoran egglings, or fingerlings as they're called. So they want to foster or bring up even more Kuatorans. But Rumpelpot sees this as a scientific triumph, he wants to make some sort of, how should we say it? He wants to look at it through the glasses of a scientist and say that we are not to interfere, and we should in fact take some samples and and study this behavior, and even perhaps now that we we can perhaps even make these allies with these Kuatorans once they grow up, if we do it the right way. But we cannot have that, or I don't know yet, but Gumse at least thinks it's a really bad idea because Kuatorans are usually the enemy of the Svirfneblin. Rumpelpot gave Gumse a truth-speaking serum that, and he asked her to help him be his assistant and take some samples from the lake and whatnot. But we managed to save versus the spell effect. So we just told him a lie that we are going to take these samples from the lake, but we will sort of be playing a double role because we're not going to sort of really assist Rumpelpot in his mad idea. But anyways, so we're sort of playing a double role until we get Rumpelpot's head screwed right back on the right way again. Then Gumse traveled further. Yeah, I should also say that she also fought off a giant vampiric bat, but that's another story. You should watch the video if you haven't. And yeah, her journey continued towards her grandmother's house, but outside her house, I think I'm forgetting something. There was also something about some. Yeah, she was also. I think she met some fanatic environmentalists. But they just met. I think she just met them on her way there. But they're going to be annoyance. What do you call it? A problem around the lake. Whenever I roll encounter rolls, there will be a 50% chance that they will somehow get in the way. These environmentalists, and I think these environmentalists. They have built sort of camps all around the lake because they see this what is happening because all sorts of strange things are happening around the lake since the Kuatorans put the fingerlings in the lake. But yeah, sorry if I'm being a bit confusing, but this is very hard to remember every little bit of this. Before she actually comes up to finds grandmother's house, she's surprised by some grimlocks, and I think there were, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 8 of them. And one thing I think I figured, I cannot remember if I corrected it last time, is that I use the Frey die because for combat I use Scarlet Heroes combat. And the Frey die is something you can add when you use Scarlet Heroes combat rules, is that it's an extra sort of damage die, but you can only use the Frey die if you have if the monsters you're fighting have the same hit die as your level or less. So that is one thing to remember, and then there's also this damage thing down there in the left corner. We have to pay attention to that because a 6-sided die, you can see down there how it does damage. So we must remember that about the Frey die. One other thing I didn't know about the Frey die that has come to my attention is that the Frey die just does damage if you roll it high enough. You don't have to roll for it to hit. So it's just some sort of random damage that's going on. That's another thing to note. So I would initially, let's say if I thought of, let's see, 3 level 1 Grimlock, not Grimlocks perhaps then. I don't know, goblins. I would roll a fray die because they are my same as my level in their hit die. First off, I would roll to hit, of course, one of them. So first off, I have to look at the roll. Here I would miss, so my normal damage die, which is the bigger of the two white die, wouldn't hit, but the fray die would still hit. And here you can see that the fray die would do, when it's rolling 1, 2, 2, 5, that it's doing 1 point of damage. So the fray die does damage if I roll 2 or more. Okay. And only if they have same hit die as my level or lower, that I can use the fray die. So there's that out of the way. Then another thing occurred to me, because this is I'm using Labyrinth Lord and Advanced Edition Companion, so it's sort of an advanced, and we'll get to this one, edition of Labyrinth Lord, sort of looking into the advanced Dungeons and Dragons territory, but it's not. So it has some of the advanced feel and some of the classes of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition, but it's not really. It's just a more advanced BX. So I have these two, which I'm using because we are playing advanced, sort of, you can say, Labyrinth Lord. I don't know why I talked about that now. Oh yeah, you can see here, maybe it's because I wanted to talk about this one, because I got my hands on the physical edition of the Fiend Folio. This fantastic book with tons and tons of great illustrations. And it's really all about just around the period of the it wasn't called the Underdark then, but it was called the I can't remember what it was called, the Underworld or something. But it was sort of had the structure of the Underdark. So that's that. So we have lists now to roll for when we are going around in the Underdark. That's fantastic. I love this book. Still looks very new and all. So there's that. But one thing, oh yeah, because you can say that one thing is that I'm not saying that this is a very, very serious game, but it has its own quirkiness. But my game here, my solo play here with Gumse, is very sort of quirky and comic-like, which I actually think fits the bill with Labyrinth Lord. In a way, it has its own niche there. But what I wanted to say is that because I sort of last time, I don't know why, I sort of what can you say, forgot that we were playing in a more traditional yet quirky universe with Gumse, that grandmother Gimse had a dog. And funny, when I looked at the video, that it was so, yeah, comically in, like, I don't know, it was so silly that it was a dog, actually. And I think I even said it was a Saint Bernardine dog that she has. I want to retcon that. She does not have a Saint Bernardine dog. What I settled on, and we have to decide now, is that she either has a giant frog slash toad as a pet, as sort of like a dog with a collar, or a giant spider. Of course, it's a domestic creature here with a collar. So we're going to roll whichever it is. I think I'm 50-50 about it. So 1, 2, 3, it's a giant frog or toad, and 4, 5, and 6, it's a giant spider. and we still have to come up with a name for it. Whoops, it only counts if it's in here. 6. It's a spider, and I think it's as old as Grandmother Gumse. So it sort of used to be black and looking deadly. Now it just looks friendly and silly and gray. And I think, yeah, it still has this color with the healing egg in front of it, I think. Let's not change that. But speaking of that, I've had some time to think about it, and I think that it's a bit silly that how it ended last time, that I sort of constantly changed that whether Gumse could live or die. That is, of course, very sort of uninteresting that I can just keep her alive. But I think I have come up with an idea. From now on, Gumse can die, but she can be unconscious at 0. She's not dead at 0. She will be alive, but she will be down and can do nothing. And she will need help if that happens. She will only survive if somebody can save her, like her grandmother did. But if she goes below, she can go her level below 0, meaning that if she is -1, she can go one level -1. If she's level 2, she can go to -2. So she will be unconscious at that level. Anything above, or that, Gumse will die. So that's that. Or else we don't have any real threat, or we don't feel the tension of the story. So there's that. I think. So because I can, even though we all love Gumse, we can always roll up another hero. Yes. Or take on the role of another character in the story. But let's not talk about Death and Gumse right now. Anyways, I think I've talked enough now. I think I've talked already 17 minutes. Oh my god, I'm rambling. But I needed that introduction. I will put these aside for now, and I will of course not put them far away because we are going to use them intensively. But we shall pull out Gumse's character sheet. And have a look at it. I will just have to see, for instance, what is the situation about her arrows. Let's see, for instance, just checking up on her character sheet. Did I track arrows somewhere? Where are her arrows? 20 arrows. She has not got 20 arrows anymore. You know what? I am going to say that she has 2d6 and take the highest die and remove that, because I do not know how many arrows she has left. Okay, she's lost 6 arrows of her 20 arrows, so she is down to 14 arrows. I shall also remember to keep track of that. I'm just having a look at all of this. The backstab. Yes, he has some spells I should remember. He has blindness and blur. and change self, because Svirfneblin has these spells. I gave them to Gumse. I sort of made there is a gnome race in Advanced Labyrinth Lord, but I made some changes. I took the basic of a gnome and then added some of the Svirfneblin abilities. I think actually that, am I not right when I say that gnomes have a spell as well? They start with. Let's see. Gnomes. In addition, their small size grants them a bonus to finding cover and avoiding breath attacks. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to read this quickly, see if I'm right about the spell thing. Nope, they do not actually. So I must at some point again read up on these spells. Blindness. That from this one. Let's have a look at it together. Spells. Spell descriptions 30. B for blindness. Oh, these are the cleric, druid, illusionist. Oh, is it an illusionist spell? I cannot remember. Blindness. Oh, it's level 1, so it must be. Let's just read it anyway. If a victim fails a saving throw versus this spell, he is rendered permanently blind. The blindness is a magical, not physical. So typical spells employed for the purpose of curing blindness are ineffective. The caster may remove the effect at any time, otherwise the dispel magic must be used. And blur. The cast outline appears blurred, shifting -4 to hit. +1 to spell-like devices. The caster also gains +1 spell-like devices or spells that require successful attack to take effect. Okay. Yeah. So, what's the name? That's another stupid thing. I've actually, when I looking at the video, I realized that I made notes in 2 different books. That's another stupid thing. Let's have a look at the map I drew here. I need to render that so we can get it up on screen. But we are right about somewhere. I don't know what that thingy is, but we were here at Rumblepot. Walked all this way. There's a waterfall thingy here. I think maybe what I drew here was grandmother's house in this little circle. But we are here now. The lake is over here. And we shall also there are actually 2 lakes. I don't know what that thingy in the middle is. Maybe it's also no, sorry, the lake is in the middle. These 2 here are sort of mushroom forest. Sorry, yeah. But we know that Deedledoo lives on the opposite side of the lake in the beginning of the forest. Speaking of that, last time I ended the video where Gumse woke up and she looked into the face of her grandmother, Gimse. Let's start at a fresh page, and we are woken up by grandmother, Gimse. So I think what happens is that you sort of was healed or stabilized by that, whatever that drink was in the barrel around this spider's neck. Speaking of the spider, we have to find a name for the spider. I have an idea. 1 sec. Okay, I came up with a name. I named the spider Mumbles, and it's a her. And I think that I want to change retcon that it's. I don't think it's a barrel that she has around her neck. I think it's sort of a ceramic cylinder sort of uh, thingy with it has more like a. You can refill it with healing or whatever you want to put in it, but grandmother uses it when she is traveling with Mumbles, and I think you can actually ride on Mumbles. So, and I think the reason why she's called Mumbles is that she can't speak, but it sounds like she's making these sounds, so it sounds like she's mumbling something, something along those lines. So it sort of has the ceramic bowl or thingy has a sort of a corkscrew that you can take in and out. Instead, so it's sort of more like a container for some sort of liquids, but used primarily for healing. And I think that it's some sort of mushroom that you can squish, and you get the juices out of this mushroom and put it into this little ball thingy around its neck. I have to draw the spider at some point, the spider Mumbles. So anyways, so what I'm thinking is that we can get Mumbles, or I think that I want to plan that grandmother will give or allow Gumse to ride on Mumbles as long as she's in the as long as she takes good care of her to get around, so she gets around a bit faster. Yeah. Okay, so Gumse, when she sees grandmother and she sees Mumbles, she gets all these memories of, because I think it's many years since she has seen grandmother and Mumbles, because when you go into your teenage life, you forget about your you forget visiting your grandparents and whatnot. But I think Gumse gets this really bad feeling about it, because she's now that she gets these, what you call it, what I think you're calling a bad conscience, right? She's getting conscious or issues that she hasn't been visiting her, and all these thoughts overwhelm her, and she sees that grandmother has gotten many more gray hairs than that. Mumbles looks even older. Anyways, I think she passes out again, and I think we wake up inside grandmother's house. I don't think I rolled what grandmother's house was, if it is inside a giant mushroom or something, or is it, or how it's built. I don't know. Maybe we should roll some descriptors, and we're going to again use Gum as our friend. So 1 sec. So again, I'm not going to pull Gum up because it's too much to take care of on the screen. But I'm going to roll 2 descriptors on Gum on some descriptor tables. So, whoa, that was not the correct die. 72 is the first descriptor word. And we get precarious. Grandmother's house. I think I said that she was using her crossbow in the windowsill, but so she has some sort of windows. But anyways, precarious plus, whoopsie, they're really jumping in this dice tray. 15. Confidential. And I think I want to add in to the pot that it's quirky, of course. and of course whimsical in some way, because everything in this setting is whimsical, the way I do it. So I need some help here because I have forgotten what precarious means, but I have an idea. One sec. Oh, I thought I turned back on the. Okay. Anyway, it's I paused the video and I thought it was already running. Anyways, we have grandmother's house, which I rolled on. We got precarious and confidential, and I added quirky and whimsical, of course. What I think is that I think it's of course because it's precarious, sorry, that it's sort of falling apart here and there, and it's old, but it's held together with spiderwebs, and it's very sort of in a very, very secretive place that is not out in the open or sort of very obvious. You have to sort of look for it to see it, and when you see it, oh, it's there, it is, okay. So it's sort of hidden in the open in some way. But what I was wondering is what the hell, sorry for swearing, is it made of? We have Svirfneblin, who usually live in caves underground. Perhaps it's made of... I don't know. Do they even have wood down here? I mean... maybe it's some form of clay? Yeah, I think it's sort of very bubbly and, rounded shapes, sort of clay-like structure, and it's hanging there in a suspended cobweb. And I think even the cobwebs look old. But there are these windows because this is very whimsical and silly. Anyway, she wakes up in a warm and comfy bed again. And I think I'm going to roll the scene designer table in Gum here because we have a new scene. Let me... okay. Random event or interruption. Could affect plans, keyed scene, important. That is what I rolled. So we have a event or interruption. I think there is an event or interruption. What did it say again? Sorry. It says event or interruption. Yeah. There's this issue table. Yeah. I think I'm going to. Okay, yeah. And we are in what room are we in? There's this location detail. Let's roll a purpose and looks on this one. So, because I want to know what sort of room it is. I know there's a bed, but yeah, hospitality. Yeah, I get that there's a bed. Maybe it's a, and it looks like it's a very empty space. Perhaps it's just sparse. It's grandmother's bedroom. It's not. Let's see here. Yeah, let's roll on this one. It did say complication or didn't it? I'm very forgetful today. Event or interruption. Yes. I'm just rolling on this table, so if four-sided, it could be in circumstance, inconvenience, a complication, or problem. So I don't know. So I'm rolling this 6 and 2, so it's an inconvenience. Blocked or locked? Huh. Yeah, I think it's got something to do with these environmentalists. They are, because I don't think I want necessarily to run this scene by all the, all the nitty-gritty details of how and speak in funny voices per se right now. Other than, of course, Grandma is very happy to see her and she has tons of questions. But if we sort of jump that meeting and greeting scene a bit, and she just gets Grandmother up to date with the issues or the problem with Rumpelpot. She says that she's very, I think that, I will get back to the block thing. I think Grandmother is very sort of, that old idiot, Rumpelpot. But we will have to use our guile to play this, just as you thought, Gumse. Well played. I think that she tells her now that it's very important that we go and find, because we need more allies here in this in this concern, this quest of help against the Wotorns and the Fingerlings. And of course, Grandmother is very surprised when she hears what it's all about, and she's of course shocked and everything. But I think that she says that you have been out for a few days, Gumse. You should be getting better soon. I've found all these healing mushrooms that will help, and Mumbles was a real sport to helping me. Anyways, she says that because she's getting older, that she can't ride Mumbles anymore, and she can't really get through to Deedledoo on the other side of the lake, because the passage there, or the normal routes, are blocked by all these environmentalists that are camping around there, and something like that. So yeah, I think Grandmother Gumse is a capable woman, but I think I have to come up with some sort of idea why she can't do this herself. But I think it's because she's also, even though she's a strong, capable old woman, that she is too old to check on Deedledoo. Curse that name. So she asks Gumse. She also already did that in her letter. I think also why she's asks Gumse to go and check is because that if he is gone, she wants somebody to go and look for him, and she definitely can't travel far. Okay, so that's why. Okay, so, but she says that it seems that the areas that she knows around, if we are going around, and we should go around and find Deedledoo, that our path may be blocked both ways around the lake in some manner, and that these environmentalist cultists are very unpredictable. And I think they also have many fractions within themselves that maybe some are pro Kuratoren and some are definitely not, but it's small cute animals, so you can't really. Somebody's there also to protect them and says it's a cause of nature and blah 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 blah. So they have all these sort of very different interests around the lake. But anyways, she says that she is going to cook a meal, a soup, give to Gumse that will get her back on her feet now that she has rested so much. And I think that we jump just let's just jump to the let's say it's evening now, around about supper time, and that grandmother Gimse and Gumse are eating this soup, this very healthy soup that tastes like shit. And she tells her that going if she's here, that there are rivers in both directions. There's also a river that blocks the way to the northwest, and also if she goes this way around. But the river is bigger on this side, but over here the camp of environmentalists are bigger than around here. Here she also has to go around where there's more forest. Of course there's forest all around here, but it's not so yeah. So so she would suggest the northwestern route. And she's going. The grandmother says, "We need to find Deedledoo. He knows the land, the lake, and everything here much better than everyone else. We need his information. It's very important that this is your next step." So, next morning, young Gumse, you are going to have to go out to find him. We need to find Deedledoo. I'm very worried about him. So, okay, let's jump to the next morning. Grandmother is, of course, up way earlier than Gumse is. She's sleeping in, and grandmother Gimse has put what do you call it? The harness. Is it called harness? Yeah, the spider harness. So and a saddle on the spider, so she can travel off to find Deedledoo. Okay, so let's jump to the next morning. Yeah, we are already at the next morning. Okay, so she wakes. Gumse wakes up and eats breakfast with. No, I don't think she actually eats breakfast. His grandmother says, "We don't have much time. I've packed some breakfast for you. You can eat it on the way." So she just wants Gumse to get off in a hurry. So, I think, let's have a look at the map again. Yeah, I think the first thing that she runs upon is the camp, or the sort of the area where she can run into environmentalists. And I think that how should we play this? I don't think that they are literally everywhere. I think it's like she's going to. Her first stop will be trying to avoid these camps. But I think she wants to go to the river because she needs to pass the river somehow. So, does she meet any environmentalists on the way there? maybe I should state it in another way. I think I'm going to make a wandering or encounter roll. See if we got encounters, and I think it's quite high. I think it's 3 in 6 chance that we will run upon something there. Yes. So, and I'm quite sure that it's these environmentalists. I will play them as sort of cultists. They are fanatic. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is that Gumse hasn't even seen these fingerlings yet. She's not near the lake yet. I was just wondering about a few things. Anyways, okay, so we come up and he's met by these cultists. Let's call them that. So I'm going to roll a scene design table on the scene design table and see what I come up with. 12. Problematic location. Hazardous, dangerous, inconvenient place. Yes. Maybe it's some sort of... It's difficult to build camps there because I think it's going down, the environment is going down towards the lake, so every here and there are these sort of tents and camps, and yeah, everywhere, but they're really put on very dangerous sort of these slippery slopes almost, and rock outsprings. And cliff outsprings, I should say. Let's see here. Yes, I'm going to roll a few descriptors to see if I get some words about how it's dangerous. 81 is scared or scarred. Scarlet. 89. Violent. So this, I was rolling for descriptors why it's Scarlet. Is it? It's 1 second. I need to check that. Fearful. Frightened. I get this idea in my head that because of these sharp rocks and whatnot, maybe some... I think what happened is that some environmentalists that wanted to get close to see the fingerlings down in the lake have slipped and they have fallen down on some sharp rocks very violently, and there's this scene going on where someone is trying to save them, perhaps a friend, and somebody is trying to... Yeah, and I think it's a very dangerous sort of area. Do we do anything about this? I mean, does Gumse want to... Okay, I'm going to ask this following question. Somebody on those rocks they've fallen down onto, are they alive? Is somebody alive down there? Yes, and. So it's more than one. I rolled on the, I should say, this yes-no thingy here. So I rolled yes and. Okay. And they need help. Okay, Gumse, of course, will, of course, assist. Maybe they will aid her with something or something. I don't know. Let's see. So, Gumse, what does she have equipment-wise? Does she have a... I have a rope. So I'm going to... Funny I did not add any grappling hook. You know what? Grandma would have checked that. I'm going to add a grappling hook. Sorry, I simply am. Can't be a thief without a grappling hook. So he's probably where that Gumse saying, "Why didn't you bring any grappling hook, you young fool?" And she gave her old grappling hook. I'm going to remove grandmother. She's not here anymore. Bye-bye, grandmother. Okay, so it's some sort of skill test, I assume. Climbing. What is her climbing? Yeah, Gumse comes up to them and says, "Good day, people. What a situation you have gotten into. Perhaps I can be of assistance." And maybe somebody's hanging on their fingertips or something. Let's see. Climbing. Climb. W. That climb walls. I thought it was called something else. One sec. I have to check the thief here. Climb walls. Yes. I have 72 in that. Why do I only have 72? Is it because gnomes get a deduction? One sec, I have to check this book. Gnomes. Why can I not find it? All gnomes. Yeah, minus 15%. Okay, that's why. So, okay. It's dangerous, so I'm keeping the percentile chance. Going to roll the dice. Climb down to get them up. Okay, here we go. Yes, I'm successful. So, Gumse fastens the grappling hook on some secure cliff, climbs down. Who do we meet down there? How many are they? Are they more than 2? Whoops. Yes. So, just yes. That could be anything from 1 to 3 more, right? Let's say that I'm rolling a 3. So, they are 3. 3 people are standing down there. When I say people, we haven't really figured out what these environmentalists are. Are they other gnomes? Are they humans even? Could they be... What are they? I think what I want to do is I want to just roll a few descriptors to see if I get some meaningful stuff out of that. 53. Legendary. 45. What? Inactive. Legendary and inactive. Yeah, okay. Some sort of legendary race down here, and they are inactive, and it is somebody I can talk to. Oh my god, legendary. It sounds like something that is very rare. I think these environmentalists can be, all different sort of humanoids that usually lives down here. Legendary. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to pause the video and find the right table to roll on. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to roll on a level 1 monster table here. And if it's non-humanoid, I'm going to re-roll. So let's have a go at this. 29. Gnome. So what I'm going to say is that that these are in fact Svirfneblin. And I think they are all male. So 3 male. Should we make that 50-50? 2 of them are male and 1 male. 3 male. Okay. 1 is are they okay, I think that somebody also is dead here. So I think that's why they climbed down, perhaps, or how many are dead? 1 or 2? 1. 1 dead. The sex of the dead one is also male. So they were 4 Svirfneblin male that they fell down here, and 1 died. Maybe he was like fell down on some sharp rocks and he was like pierced. How should we do this? I think that what we want to do, I don't have strength enough to carry them up. I think we can tie the rope around them, the waist, and take one at a time up, one at a time up, and somebody who's up there will help get them up. And I think it will only cause problem for if I roll a 1 on a d6. So this is how good people up there are at pulling them up. Okay. 6. That was the first one. Whoopsie. Second one. Third one. Because they're all up. Now it's just Gumse back left. It's not that Gumse is want to steal anything from anyone, but I think that I'm going to ask here: is there a backpack or something spilled out of a bag lying around here? Is there something besides the body? We are going to get the body up, no worries. Yes, several things. He's a thief after all, you know. What could it be? I'm going to roll on the descriptor table. Again. $32. Here's some. 20. Dark and fearsome. What? Could it be? Svirfneblin has something dark and fearsome. Oh my god, what could it be? What could it be? 1 sec. I'm going to pause the video while I think. Don't want to waste time on the video thinking. Okay, so I found that I had this book of many things, I think it's called, full of random tables, and I'm going to roll on first items. That is one, because yeah, that is one thing I want to roll on. So dark and fearsome, because I think it looks 71. Ah, there is a strange hat. I rolled Hat of Marvel. Reduces the wearer's intelligence to 3, but convinces others that the wearer is a genius. I think I'm getting this witch's hat. Perhaps the one there who is dead is some sort of. I think it's quite likely that it's some sort of magician, and it's his dark, broad-brimmed, witch's-like hat. It just sort of has this dark aura almost. Gumse does not know that the hat has these powers, of course. And I think she looks up at the others and she says, because I think there's, I don't know how far down there's, maybe 20 feet or something. I mean, maybe it's just 10 feet. And she just looks at them. What is the story about the hat? And they say, leave the hat alone. It's cursed. Okay, and she leaves the hat alone. Thanks. Okay, what else is there? Because I rolled that there are several things. What else could be funny here? I'm just. Adventurous saddlebags. Alchemist's lab. Dead adventurous body. That must be the perfect one. I'm going to roll a couple of more times on this. I bet it's just silly stuff. But let's see. 94. An emerald worth 100 GP. Whoa. So there's an emerald lying about. She's going to snatch that. Maybe it's an illusionist. She's going sort of with her foot, sort of move it. Going to take the emerald. 100 GP worth. Wow. A couple of more times maybe. 9. Leather belt. Yeah, that is uninteresting. 82. A bowstring. I'm going to roll a couple until I find something that is actually useful. Hymn book? I'm going to say spell book. You know what? No. You know what? No. It's a book of drawings. I think it's a book of drawings, and that is the last interesting thing here. I think that one of those who fell down made like drawings of the area, something similar. I don't know why. Okay, so okay. Okay. So she asks them to get her up. She can climb. I think she's just going to climb, but if she falls down, they got her rope. And if I roll a 1, they will drop her. So first off, am I going to climb up? Yes. Okay, good. That's good. So I get up. And Oh, yeah, before I did that, of course, I secured the body, so let's roll of the dead gnome. Yes, we also get him up. And they told me to kick the dark hat out over the ledge. I do that. Look. Okay, so that's that. So I help the gnomes getting their friends back up, and they're really thankful. And they ask me, of course, if I'm here to witness the miracle of the fingerlings, and that they are, yeah, all sorts of fanatic stuff. And I say just yes, or Gumse says yes, I'm here also. That, and she is just lying, of course. So I think she asks them, have they seen, now that they're camping near the river, have they seen somewhere where you can cross it? Maybe there's an old mushroom that has fallen over the river. Maybe there's a cliff outcropping I can jump from. Stuff like that. And I'm going to saddle up again, of course, on Mumbles. And do they know of such a place along the river? I'm going to say that it's likely that they do. Just some progress here. 3, no, but they have heard somebody talking about it, that there should be a beautiful spot somewhere that somebody they've met someone who said that they found a way over there, but they do not know how to get over the river. No, they do not know. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to say that Gumse travels further to the towards the river. I'm going to roll to see if we have an encounter. Do I now? Because how many encounters do? Yeah, it's a dangerous place. Let's see if I have an encounter. It's on a 1 and 2. Okay. On the way towards the river in this dangerous area, I'm jumping from cliff to cliff on Mumbles. We meet something. And I'm going to roll a 3-sided die here to see the hit die level. Oh my god. 3. That's bad. So we are rolling on a table in here. Yeah, the hit die should be fine enough, actually. So I'm rolling. $52. Leprechaun. Hit die 3 plus 1. And me the jolly little fellow under a rainbow mushroom. It's perfect, actually. The 1 to 4 of 1 through 4 of them. 2 leprechauns. Okay, so I found the leprechaun here in the advanced compendium of Labyrinth Lord, and it says that They are 2 feet tall sylvan beings, are as mischievous as they are elusive, and have a strong taste for wine. It is rumored that leprechauns are descendants from halflings and pixies. They tend to live in vibrant, lush woods, or rather out-of-the-way, beautiful settings. They have such developed hearing that they are never surprised. Leprechauns do not physically attack, but have the following spell-like abilities usable at will: invisibility, phantasmal force, polymorph any object, non-living, and ventriloquism. These creatures delight in stealing valuable objects and can do so with 75 proficiency. They are 25% likely to discard stolen items per turn if chased. Should a leprechaun be captured, he will use his powers of illusion and polymorphing, and any other means that at his disposal to trick a captor so as not to give away treasure. Okay, but let's first of all, I encounter some leprechauns. And I think there's this lush area near the river with these beautiful, strange mushrooms, and they are maybe having a jolly dance or laughter or drinking wine or something there. Are they surprised? Are we surprised? We are the big guy, they are the small guy. Whoopsie. Wow. Maybe I should these out while rolling. Both surprised, though none are surprised really. Okay, so what about distance? I think it's... yeah, we're quite far away from them. So reaction roll. Seven. Sort of meddling, pending situation. So I think they're sort of jolly enough, but they're mischievous, of course, and they look at Mumbles and sort of shriek and say, "Ah, get it away from us! We don't like spindle things." And Gumse says, "No, don't worry. It's just a spider." And she pats her on, pats Mumbles on her head, and she tries to smile to the leprechauns. Anyways, I think that sort of Gumse sort of interrupts him and says, "Jolly fellows, have you do you know of a way to cross the river?" And do they know of a way to cross it, or will they? You know what? I think they do, but they want something. They want some shinies for it, and they say and sort of fold their hands like this, and yeah. What do we have to offer? We will let you in on a little secret where there's a little way to actually cross the river, and it will cost you. And then they say something about, we want an emerald, and then Gumse is like, whoa, I'm lucky today. I just found an emerald. And she pulls out an emerald, this shiny emerald, and holds it up in front of them, sort of. She's not close to them, but in front of her, so that whatever light down here, maybe the fluorescent mushrooms sparkle, so makes it sparkle or something. I don't know. And they sort of freeze and look at it, like both their eyes are just like only attached to the emerald now. And then Gumse says, yes, what about this what about this route here you talked about? And I think that I think there's a chance that they actually don't know. I think we're perhaps just lying. Let's see. I think it's likely that they do, though. So +1. Yes, they do. And Gumse says, okay, first you show me where I can cross the river. Then this emerald, this fine emerald, I should say, is yours. Your lucky day, leprechauns. Okay, so let's see. Is it near? I'm going to ask. Yes, but it's hidden behind a dangerous... yes, but there are some dangers there. Okay, what could that be? Gum. Is that is filed under problem? No, what is that? That is an a challenge. No, what is? Let's just roll. Let's just roll action descriptor and subject. What is this thing that is challenging about the way or this crossing? Okay. 7. Approve. Approve. 66. Obscure. Oops. Transport. Aha. Okay, I'm getting ideas. Okay. It's like, I think I know what it is. Obscure. Approve obscure transport. I'm getting ideas, I should say. I think it's... Okay. Hear me out. I think it's rather silly, but I think they say that yes, there's a way, Svirfneblin, but you have to get approved by the troll. And it's a rather obscure device of transportation, and it's controlled by the troll. I think it's sort of, you can, it's like a hand driven lift. It's like not like a lift upwards and downwards. It's more like you can pull this and there's this tackle or something, and the troll can sort of drive you over if you are approved by the troll in some way. Approval can mean many things. I mean, it could be payment, it could be some sort of item, and let's see. Yes. Obscures kind of tells me that it's something really, really weird that this troll wants. So, okay. So, the leprechauns say that... Okay, so Gumse says, okay, it's not that I don't trust you, but you have to show me where it is. You don't have to go all the way, but at least have to that you don't trick me. I have to see it. So the two leprechauns go just a little way around some dangerous other dangerous rocks and some whatnot, and some slippery slopes. And then they look at down at this area where the river is, and they can see that there is this little hut next to the river, and there's this lift sort of across. This sort of almost a wagon, or sort of a. I think I need to draw it somehow. There's this line going across, and it's something like goes like this. With some, I don't know how, but there's a handle. You can maybe a cogwheel of some sort here, and there's a handle controlled by the troll, and there's this cage, something where you can go over the river if you have the river here. The river is flowing down here. I don't know, something like that. So the river troll. Okay, so Gumse says, "You're a lucky day, you little," and she tosses the emerald over to the two leprechauns who fight over it. So I'm going to have to delete the emerald, and I'm going to walk all the way up to, or down the way to the troll hut. Okay. So, scene design table. Or, let's see. We already know that there's some sort of complication here with pavement and whatnot. So, but I'm going to see where did it go? Yeah, fast reaction test might lead to harm, difficult, stressful. Fast reaction test. Rubbity. I'm going to ask as the GM, does the goal have any traps laid out? No. What else could it be? Is it the troll himself? No, but it's someone who helps the troll, who's out to snatch us. I think I have an idea. It's someone else who wants to traverse the river, and the troll had said to this other being that, if you can get me a Svirfneblin, I would appreciate it. I will let you over the over the river. Something like that. So it's a creature that I think we can avoid it somehow by rolling some sort of skill. I don't like skill checks in general, so I think on how do we do this? I think if I manage this role, I will say that I can act before the other creature. So this is basically a surprise check. But I think the surprise, to see if I'm surprised, is a 1 to 3. I'm not surprised. Hooray. The other creature is, of course, not. And what is this other creature? It is... again, level difficulty 1. Or table 1, at least. Okay. Wrong dice. 7. A snake? What the hell is a snake? Is it in this book? It's not every monster that on the list that's in this book. But this sounds like one of them, I should say. There's a troll. Snake. Hell is a snake. Ooh. Can you see this picture? That is a snuat or snake. Pesty. Number of appearing, there's only 1. Hit die 1 minus 1. Okay. These snake. Small bipeds. Light brown in color and with particular high dexterity. Pesties live in small passages adjoining dungeon corridors. Entrance to these tunnels are small and usually concealed behind piles of loose stone, making them difficult to detect even by elves. 1 in 4 chance even if search is being made, or 1 in 3 chance for an elf. They are totally silent and moved with great speed. Yeah, that's perfect. Achieving surprise 90% of the time. So I'm going to change that. It's a snuat. Snut. Yes, I am surprised. The sole objective in leaving their tunnels are approaching a party of adventurers is to steal small items of treasure, gems, coins, pieces of jewelry, and small weapons and the like. They will never attack and avoid physical combat if they possibly can. Their high dexterity gives them +3 bonus on all saving throws against magical spells, which can be dodged. The Snyad is a cousin of the Mite, and these two types of creatures will often act in cooperation. The Mite's skill with traps complementing the high speed of the Pesty. They have no language, so far as can be discerned, yet a group will work cooperatively together, and the mites appear to be able to gain speedy mutual understanding in their common task. Okay. So should I perhaps roll the... Instead of 1, they are more. I'm going to say that they are 3, perhaps. No, I'm just going to say that they are 3. And they surprised me, but it says that they're not really going to attack. We want to steal. They will never attack and will avoid physical combat. Okay, so they're just here to steal. So what they do is they sneak up on Gumse. But they are supposed to steal her, so they catch her at least. Yeah, so I think that they are in a sense trying to trap her. I know I rolled there was no traps, but it's when I mean trap that I mean it's not a trap. I think they are. They would not normally attack, but they are. She's going to have a fight. Yes. That's how we do it. Okay, so she is surprised. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm back up on full health. I do it the other way around, so when each time I take a hit point, I write one instead. So I am fresh. Okay. So I need to write their stats down. Snyads. I don't know how to say it. Snyads? Okay, so they are 3 Snyads. I'm just going to pause it while I write it down. Okay, I just discovered that they are actually impossible to sort of attack. Or they have -4 armor class. What I'm going to say instead, because here they don't have any, you can't see their attack thingies because they can't attack, they can only steal, so what they do is steal. So what I'm going to say is that there is one Snyad who's trying to steal something from me, but his friend, the Mite, if I can find it again, is going to, because it's a Mite and a Snide. If I could find it again. Here we go. The Mite, they look quite similar. I'm going to say that there are 4 Mites. Mites. Because, yeah, they appear in numbers. They have AC 8. Hit die 1. Damage 1 to D3. Anything about them I need to know? It's perfect if I read it. They will attempt to ensnare the lone adventurer, like Gumse, or unwary straggler, using trapdoors, nets, tripwires, and other such means, bonding their captives off before help arrives. Those captured by mites are robbed, stripped, and bound and beaten. Then somewhat later they are returned helpless to the main corridor, at the mercy of wandering monsters. Yeah, so it's perfect. They are leaving us to the troll. So, anything else I need to know? So it's 1 Snide and 4 mites. Trying to trap us or trick us. Okay. Good, and we already know that they surprised us, so let's see. Oh my god. Yes, okay. First, the Snide is just walking around and see if it gets an opportunity to rob us of something. And the mites are going to attack. 17. What do you know? That's a hit. But they should just be trying to ensnare us. Anyways, E3 is a little weak. 3 is actually 1 point of damage. So I took 1 hit point. Ouch. Number 2. So 1 sec. 19. I'm just checking here. 8. Yeah, it's a hit. It's another hit, unfortunately, but it's not certain that they do damage. No. Might misses. Last might misses. Good. They have one. They're 1 hit die creature and less, actually. So, actually, as I understand it, I'm going to see if I hit and then also roll the fray die. So the little die here is the fray die. So I'm attacking. Let's roll their hit points, actually. So 1 has 1. 1. This is ridiculous. 1. No. Come on. Give me something to... So let's say 1, 1, and 3, and 4. Something dangerous. Okay. So, I'm randomly... Who am I hitting? Number 4. That's the one with the most hit points. So I miss. But the little gray die does damage nevertheless. So it's 4, so 1 point of damage. So one of them dies. So now it's the... Just let me get some more dice out, really. Here we go. So there's only 1 hit. That was all of them. And they have a D3, so it's not even certain. 2 is 1 point of damage. Okay, that Gumse can't have that. Crit, but I don't play with crit, so it's just +1. Let's do that. +1. So who was I attacking? Number 2 this time. So the little die was the fray die. Number 2 just dies. Bruh. This one. And 6 points of damage goes out and about. So it's 2 points of damage total. So let's just say that this one was hit. They have lost they've lost half their numbers now, so they're going to do a morale check. They actually want to flee. So they forfeit their attack roll, and I get another swing. Okay. Let's do this. I miss, but my fray die kills one and wounds one. So what I'm going to say here is that the one gets away, one might, and the Snyad also runs away. Like they drop their weapons and they run like small children away from Gumse. Yes. So Gumse goes up to the troll, and I think, no, we have trolls in the book, but I think I'm going to stop here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the new scene at the troll's hut, and I'm going to see maybe also how the troll reacts, and then make it a cliffhanger, so to say. So first off, scene design table 7. Yeah, that was very okay. Someone causing trouble in your way or otherwise unhelpful. Yes, we know that. There's a troll. Okay, so nothing out of the ordinary. What is it that okay. Ho, 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 the troll laughs. Who wants to use my lift? Who goes there? Is there anything I need to know about a troll? Giant troll? Is it a giant troll? Ice troll? Giant two-headed troll? Ooh. Spirit troll. Oh my god. There's even a tween in here? Giant troll, ice troll. Spirit troll. Okay, this is really strange. The spirit troll is this odious creature is a product of the perverted magical interbreeding of trolls and invisible stalker. Oh my god, that is weird. Should we roll which troll it is? Like, one is an ordinary troll? Are there more trolls? Troll. Okay, so I'm going to roll a 4-sided die. Let's see, an ordinary troll, giant two-headed troll, ice troll, and spirit troll. That is 5 different. So if I roll a 10-sided giant troll, is it even? It dies 8. Oh my god. 6. So that's 3. So that is a giant two-headed troll. It's oh my god. There's absolutely no way I can defeat that if I were to fight it. It's hit die 10. These ferocious Etin troll crossbreeds are two-headed and stand at least 10 foot tall. They regenerate, as do trolls, at the rate of 1 hit points every melee round, though they cannot rebound severed limbs. They attack with 2 claws, 1 to 6 hit points each, and 2 bites, 1 to 10 hit points of damage each. Both bites are directed at one opponent. Both bites. Okay. These creatures prefer darkness. They're basically nocturnal and usually dwell underground caverns. Their infravision is normal. Like the Etin, the giant two-headed troll can only be surprised on 1 and a 6. They have adopted the Etin mode of dress. Moth-eaten and filthy animal skins. See the Etin. So it's like a two-headed troll. We can take advantage of that. Oh. So, could I also... Yeah, Gumse says, it's me, Gumse. I'm here, I want to cross the river. And the troll says, you must bring us a... I'm going to roll on description table to guide me. 54 limited. 28 enigmatic. And limited. Sounds like something that is puzzling. Oh. An enigma is a riddle, right? So, or limited. I should have a what does the troll want table. Let's use the book of random tables and see if there's a list in here that could be items in a dungeon. Maybe some sort of magic item. Musical instrument. I was thinking almost like a what do you call it? Those boxes where you turn it. That is almost enigmatic. What happens on magic items? I'm going to try and roll on the magic items table here. See what it comes up with. 62. No. A toy ship. This ship can be set in the water. After its owner says the command word, it becomes a full-sized galley with ghost crew loyal to the owner of the ship. Blah blah blah. No, thank you. 27. No. That's ridiculous. I'm not even going to... Come on, give me something. No. Come on. One sec, I'm going to think. Yes, I actually think that magic item would be appropriate. Is it just me who's getting unlucky with the rolls? Don't really like it. No. Let's see. Um, hmm. What else is on this list? If it's not magic items. Troll's Cave. Okay, yes, okay. There's a list here that calls in a Troll's Cave. Let's try and roll that, see if it's something a troll want. 62. Maybe they want a thing each. A butcher's knife. Yeah, one of the trolls says, "Bring us a big butcher's knife." And the other head says, "Bring me a wooden bucket with a hole in it." So, they want a butcher's knife and a bucket with a hole in it. Okay. So I'm a troll, two-headed troll. Wants big butcher knife and a bucket with a hole in it. And then the other troll says, "Why do you want a hole in it?" And it says, "When I need to take a dump." I don't know. Okay, that's it for today, folks. Hope I will get to play soon again. Thank you for watching. Hope it doesn't take 1 month again, or over actually. See you around. Bye bye.